This is Lucky Links. Some people have asked me, since I've been away for a little while, to come back on and to do some readings about what's happening in this country. And so I decided to start picking some headlines and seeing if I could do some readings for you guys about what's happening in the headlines. I went to Google News. I picked the first headline. It has to do with Elon Musk and Doge and Trump. People are losing their minds about this here in California. I'm going to put a little video in here to explain a little bit about the situation. You guys watch that so you have an idea of what I'm about to do the reading on, and I'll be back at the end and I'll do the reading.
Who's pulling the strings behind the scenes of government efficiency? Let's talk about Doge. Elon Musk recently appeared at the White House with Donald Trump, boasting that his Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge, operates with maximum transparency. According to Musk, Doge's actions are meticulously documented on X, formerly known as Twitter. However, evidence suggests a different story. Despite Musk's claims, Doge seems shrouded in secrecy, with Musk's role as a special government employee shielding his financial disclosures. The exact number of Doge staffers, estimated around 40, remains unclear, and efforts to keep their identities hidden have been reported. Doge has reviewed about 20 government agencies, targeting career officials for removal and accessing sensitive data systems. Musk argues this is for cost-cutting and efficiency, but concerns about conflicts of interest abound. Trump has supported Doge's initiatives, signing executive orders for cost-cutting measures. Yet Musk's approach to mistakes and criticism raises questions about accountability. What's the real story behind Doge? Stay tuned.
All right, so that's a little video I had generated to sum up what was in the headlines. All right, just to give everyone, so we're on the same page. I really don't know what to say about it, to be honest. I'm not sure what I want to ask. Those of you who've been with me for a while know I'm pretty skeptical about this stuff. The stuff that's in the news, I'm kind of skeptical about. So I know that everyone's watching the news, listening, or tuning it all out and wondering what the heck's really going on. So let me just do a little reading here and get a sense of what's really going on. Now, those of you who've been following me for a while also know that, remember when last time Trump was in office, I did a reading on what was going to happen with the impeachment. Everyone was going, oh, the impeachment, he's going to be impeached, he's going to be taken out of office. Go back and watch the video and see what I predicted and what actually happened. There's some things that are in play now that we all have to be aware of. First of all, we're at the end of a dragon year. For those of you who don't know, I am a certified Tibetan Bon astrologer. I have clients all over the world, and which is why I've been off lately. I've been working on a lot of people's charts and working with a lot of people, and I've been working on some new projects. The dragon year is ending on the 28th. Some people think that the Lunar New Year happened, this last week or a couple weeks. Tibetan New Year Losar begins on the 28th. We go into the wood snake year. So I got some things that I'd like to say about that at the end of this, about some of the things that we might be able to expect, or we could expect, coming from the wood snake, okay? But like I said, I got no questions. Do you have questions about this Doge thing? I can focus them more clearly. Let me just see what the cards say. I always say cards are advice from a friend. They're not the be-all and end-all. Also, there's all of this emotion that's going on right now. You've got two separate camps. You've got liberals, you've got Republicans here in America. They're both crazy. There's just craziness on both sides. Those of us who think, those of us who are sensible, those of us who don't have politics as our religion, those of us who believe that maybe politicians don't have our best interest at heart, we don't necessarily buy the extreme one way or another. I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people are kind of afraid because they're afraid that the extreme view on one side, the extreme view on the other side, somewhere in the middle, there's a bunch of us who would like to become more intelligent, more creative, have a good life, do what we were born to do, come from happiness, have our families, have our prosperity. We would like to grow and be who we were born to become. And meanwhile, we've got these warring politicians saying, you've got to live life our way. You know what the answer is with these people in their wars? Take the politicians and make them fight each other. Send them to war. That's how we'll end the wars. But so I'm going to see what comes up here. Hopefully, for those of you who are in the middle of the insanity of the extremes, maybe here's some stuff for you guys to consider. First of all, I have a feeling I know what the first cards are going to be saying anyway. All right, there's an offer being made here. Okay, so there's a man. Okay, so this is a man. Okay, that's the Knight of Coins. Okay, so the first things is funds are going to be limited. So people who have been having funds funneled to them for whatever reason are going to be limited. And I'm going to suggest that there has been a good deal of government funding of money laundering and stuff like that. This is tricky. This looks and feels tricky. There's been some tricky, and it's going to cause problems for certain people. There have been deals that have been made, and the deals are being switched now. Okay, so just because I'm going to say from this, just because it feels as though some of the money laundering and shady deals will be shifted, doesn't mean the shadiness ends, and it doesn't mean that this group of individuals is any better than the rest. The Queen of Wands. There is going to be a outward or a view that we're going to be cutting spending or putting spending back or putting people on the right track. However, internally and on the inside, which usually tells me with the Queens, internally, there is going to be a continued hoarding of resources. So people have to be patient right now, because what's going to happen is something is going to shift and things are going to be freed up and people are going to see some prosperity flowing from this. So we are going to see some prosperity flowing from this. Generally, those of us who aren't expecting money to be coming us from certain programs and things like that, generally we're going to see some prosperity and we're going to see a little bit of time for ease. However, I don't want to say that there won't be financial hiccups for the next few months, because I really am seeing that. And it will appear as though these people are getting their wishes. Judgment on the other side will be extreme, and criticism, they will be constantly trying to block and stop each other. I don't know that this is anything really earth-shaking. Death suggests a transformation of, okay, but like somewhere in the middle of the year, it feels like stuff that they're doing starts to fall off the rails, and it comes out that what they've been doing is not what they've been saying they've been doing, and the control that they've had over things sort of starts to break away. So, look, I'm going to say that what's coming this year, we're going into the wood snake. The wood snake is going to favor people in the upper echelons. There's going to be a lot of anger. People are going to be forced to face their own self and how they view themselves. It's a time for shedding your skin. So it looks like they are going to grab hold of things. They are going to massage things. Economy is going to loosen up at some point here over the next few months. It still feels to me like there will be problems, and stuff that was left from the last batch of crooks is going to continue to cause problems for people. But the new batch isn't necessarily any better, though it's going to look like it. It's going to feel like it somewhere. It's weird. I say there's a couple of months of readjustment, and then it's going to look like things start to loosen up and break forward, and people are going to have more of what they want and need. However, with what's coming in the year, I'm going to say this. The people who are in the upper echelons and who have control, the billionaires, the oligarchs, they're the ones that are going to benefit the most, okay? We are going to feel some things loosening up, and it is going to give us some time to actually explore our own gifts and our own talents and our own stuff, because things aren't going to really collapse. So they're going to be able to put things in a place where things are going to stabilize and not collapse in our economy here in America. However, I am going to suggest that that doesn't mean everything is great. Behind the scenes, there's going to be a lot of hoarding, a lot of grabbing, a lot of benefit for them. There's been a lot of talk about things opening up for people in our country, and we're going to be supporting people in our country. But there are partnerships actually behind this that are tricky. So I believe deals are being made with other countries that are not necessarily in our best interest. And news of that will start to come out more as the year progresses. So things will be massaged and loosen up for us financially, but over the next couple of months, I still feel like things are going to be shaky with the economy. People are losing a lot right now. People are being forced to face the system that they've supported. Let me say this. In the coming year, it's a good time to redefine yourself and to shed your skin, okay? And to let go of those things that have been standing in your way and that have been standing in the way of you being who you truly are. There's craziness on one side, craziness on the other side. Everyone's worried on the left side. People are excited on the right side. It's going to flip again, okay? So things are not what they seem with all of this. There's a lot of bread and circus that's happening here to keep people entertained. And I'm going to say that money is changing hands and realigning. People may find some more prosperity coming in, but as the time goes on, we're going to see that not everything was what it says it was, and the people who claim to be doing things in our best interest were doing things, again, for their own interest. So, my advice to you guys, don't get caught up in all this circus, okay? Work towards building your own self, your own prosperity, and find who you were really born to be. That's really why you were here. Work on developing your intelligence, learning more, growing more, and becoming more adaptable, okay? That's why I started doing this all to begin with, and why I started doing these videos, to show people how to do this stuff to begin with. The overall message from this is the Two of Swords. It may look like everything's above board, but it's two sides of the same coin. All right, this is all two sides of the same coin. Don't believe the one side is better than the other. There's a whole bunch of people in the middle of the two crazy. They're going to be teetering, flipping the seesaw, right? A little bit. They're all connected. Don't forget that, okay? Tell me what you want to know about in the headlines, and I'll do some more videos like this. I'll hit the headlines. I'll do some readings on this. And those of you who are into crypto, go back and look at some of my old crypto videos. I predicted some of that stuff pretty good. If you want to know about some of those predictions, let me know. Let me know what you'd like me to predict. I'll do some more videos on that stuff. If you want to know why you were born, why you're here, what your purpose is, message me. Let's get a reading. Let's do your Tibetan astrology birth chart. conjurehope@gmail.com, or you can text me or call me at 779-302-8009. And I am Lucky Links once again, and I am wishing you success and good fortune in all that you do.